Hey guys, Bowman's Homestead. Today we got a little bit something different. We're supposed to be mowing. Last night we was headed to town and the truck wow, 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 like that. You can make fun of me. If you get over 10 miles an hour, start that. So we jacked the truck up, jacked the back end up, put on jack stands, made sure it wasn't a U-joint. But I found the problem, and we're going to take you guys through it and kind of show you how to do it. Alright, so first we're going to get under here and jack it up, and I'll show you guys how to diagnose it too. Which I've already diagnosed it, and then I thought we'll do a little video and show you guys how to change it. And this is a 03 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD, so it's the diesel. Alright, so we got that jacked up. Now, we need to get the tire off. But before we take the tire off, I'm going to show you guys. You can kick this or hit it. And usually you can hear you hear that? I don't know how well the camera's picking it up, but you can also do it this way. I hope you can hear that. That grindy sound. Alright, I had to let it back down. I raised it up, jacked it up to show you guys that, but now I gotta break the lug nuts loose. So now what we got to do is take the two brake caliper bolts off. They're on this, it's a 21 millimeter, and you'll probably need a brake over bar because you can't really get in there with an impact. Only thing you can get in there with would be that I know of would be a air ratchet, and I would not recommend that because you'll probably break your arm. So and I just used the end of my jack handle for a brake over bar. Alright, so we got that one loose. Now there's another one down here somewhere. And I guess I'm going to have to go the other side. Or get a short. Alright, so we got these two 24mm bolts out. Now the brake caliper should come off of here. And I'm hoping I don't have to take it apart anymore. And just try to keep that out of your way. If you want, put like a, you can zip tie it maybe or something, so if you're worried about it falling. Now we need to wiggle off the brake rotor. And while you're here, you may as well check your brakes and your brake rotor in case they need turned or you need new brakes, whatever. Alright, so now you guys can you hear that? That's the hub assembly. So now we got to try to get this cap off to get to the axle nut, and you want to try not to damage it. Get your little flathead screwdriver or something, try to kind of pop it up. And if you have to, you may have to kind of tap on it, but let me get a screwdriver. Alright, I got up and I found my chisel. I didn't get a screwdriver, but if you get a screwdriver or a little chisel or something, make sure it's kind of stiff. I mean, you don't want a little real flimsy one, but you also don't want to use it really to pry. You don't want to damage this cap. You can help from it. And then just work it around and pry this off.
You're not gonna break my tool, are you? How do the brakes look?
Not bad. So there's your cap. Now that's your axle nut right here. You're gonna have to take this off to get the hub assembly off. Doing this, you got a line here. It comes up around, and I don't know if you can see that. Right here it plugs in. It's really easy to just lift that clip and it'll unplug, but you'll have to pry the little nipple off there. And then there's another one right here, and you're unhooked. I hope you guys could see that good. But I'm gonna go ahead and get that. Where is it? If this will focus right here. This whole piece actually needs to come out. Huh? So right there. Sorry guys, it's hard for me to do and see, and just pry that out. And it's just got a little nipple on it. Well, somewhere. Well, it must have fell down. Alright guys, well they told me that nut was a 24mm. It's a 36mm. That might be backwards for you guys, I don't know. But that's for this axle nut right here. Which, that's a little sloppy. I don't even like that very much. Maybe it's not metric, but we'll try it. What I'm going to do, I don't know if this is the right way, but I'm going to get some napkins or something, or some towels, and wrap around this, and then try to take it off that way so I don't damage these threads. Alright guys, so I'm an idiot. I don't care about these threads because the new one, that's the whole assembly. But I guess it's maybe good practice to get into if you have to change CV joint or whatever. But we're going to go ahead and see if we can break this nut loose I got the crowbar wedged in there, and it's holding itself on the ground, so it should be okay. Maybe.
Yeah. There it goes.
I don't like that though. They say it's a 36, but it's a little bit big, I think. So we got our axle nut off. Now I'll take the washer. Then there should be 4 bolts back here. I think they're a 13 millimeter. You can see there's one, another one on the other side, and then 2 on the bottom. So we'll go ahead and get those off. Alright, it's not a 13, it's actually a 15 millimeter. And we'll go ahead and put the nut back on it. And we're going to try to
That bottom's not.
you might have to work it a little bit, but and if you guys go to hit on that axle nut, put the on the axle, the threads, put the nut back on so you don't damage the threads. Then you'll be screwed. And this should just wiggle right out of there. And you'll want to keep your heat shield. Last time I did it on the other side, I actually had it backwards somehow. And I got it all put back together. And I had to take it all back apart because this was on backwards. Yeah. Alright, so we're going to slide this one back on. And we want the sensor, you want to be at the top. Make sure you get your axle lined back up.
Over your way. That might be for keeping it. Hang on. There we go.
You got all of them?
Yeah.
Make sure that your axle's all the way in and lined up in them grooves. What happened?
You spun it.
Oh. Alright, so now all those are tight. Nice and smooth. Now we'll go ahead and put our axle nut back on. And this is where you do need the paper towel. You don't want to damage these threads going back on. Yeah.
Turned over.
Why? You'll need a torque wrench. And mine, it came with a paper inside it right there. And it says the torque specs, which I think it was 177, I believe. No, there should be a little paper maybe underneath.
It is.
Alright, so this, mine, it came with a paper and it says Chevy Silverado 2500 HD 4-wheel drive 2001 to 2007. It's showing 177 foot-pounds of torque. And I don't know how well you can see that, but that's what we're going to torque them to, is 177 foot-pounds. Alright, so we got our torque wrench set. Now, we can go ahead and start tightening the axle nut. That's not tight enough, I don't think. Alright, so we got that torqued down. Now it's just time to put it back together. So I'm going to go ahead and run this line back up here and plug it in. Through here somewhere. Here. There and there. Alright, now let's put the rotor back on, and I hope they showed me the right one. I guess they did. And our cap. Alright, now the caliper. Alright guys, so we got that the tire put back on. We just took it for a drive and the problem is fixed. So we're good to go. If you guys like the video, like, subscribe, comment, and we'll see you on the next video.